What happened on day 2, stage 6, BPT on the Potomac River? Welcome back to the channel, welcome back to the vlog. If you're new, my name is Steve Chapman. The Bass Pro Tour is on the Potomac River for their stage 6 event. Today is the second day of qualifications. You have 2 days of qualifications. Top 20 get to go into the knockout round. Top 30 automatically get paid. And one angler who wins the whole 2 days of qualification gets an automatic bid to the championship round, meaning they make a guaranteed top 10. There's a lot of strategy behind that. Sometimes it works in your favor, other times it doesn't. But in this case, I think this is okay to do to try to win. And there were 2 anglers fighting for that automatic qualification to the championship round. We'll talk about that in a second. Now in period 1, there were 18 out of 66 that used forward-facing sonar. And only 6 of the top 30 used it in period 1. Lots of anglers were fishing tidal areas. They were fishing back inside creeks. They were skipping and punching and using or fishing traditional ways that we love. And you can't beat a good angler skipping under those branches on a topwater buzzbait and listening to the clacking and expecting a giant to come out there and destroy their bait. But day 2 was a lot slower at the beginning than day 1. And it was instantly who was going to get that automatic qualification to the championship round. That started the storyline. And did they want it? It was very evident that there were 2 anglers pushing for that automatic qualification. And that was Zach Burge and Casey Ashley, because they went after it. And you had day 1 leader, Keith Pouchet, just won last week. He was fishing in the slop. He was fishing in the kind of places he loves to fish. That off-the-grid type fishing, where you're back inside a creek that might have water coming in or coming out. And you're fishing that tidal flow, and just, if you missed it, it's awesome to watch. Pouchet and Burge both did very well in period 1, but there were a few anglers that were really on top of it. Those anglers included Jake Lawrence, Wiggins, Floyd, and Ashley just were on fire in period 1. And then the rain started for a bunch of anglers, and it changed the fishing drastically. Now I know you're thinking, well, usually rain, it kind of sometimes helps the fishing. I always believe that. I love fishing in the rain. However, Keith Carson mentioned that the day before in the same spot, the water temperature was 97 degrees. With that rain and day 2, that temperature in the exact same spot was 88 degrees. So with that cooler water coming from the rain, it changed the fishing drastically. And that rain kind of made things interesting. Period 3, Zach Burge and Casey Ashley were like a heavyweight fight. They were both going for that automatic qualification to the knockout round. And it was one after another. When you thought Zach had a good lead, Casey started catching fish. Then you'd see Zach start catching fish then. It went back and forth over a good period of the time, and it was fantastic fishing. And I'm going to throw this out there. If you're not giving the Bass Pro Tour a chance because you don't like forward-facing sonar, you really need to stop and think about what's going on. In most cases, most of the guys are not using forward-facing sonar. This is another tournament where forward-facing sonar is not dominating any of it. There are anglers using it, yes, but a majority of the guys are fishing the traditional way. They're fishing spots where they don't need forward-facing sonar. They don't need perspective mode. And they're out there destroying the fish. And with catch, weigh, and release, these guys are catching the fish and putting them back instantly without any fish mortality rates. But a majority of these guys are fishing without the technology. And it's beautiful fishing. Seriously. It's really, really amazing fishing. And before I get into the top 20, we had one other storyline that's still now a storyline. And that's Jacob Wheeler did not make the knockout round. He finished, I think, 34th. His His closest competitor for Angler of the Year is Jake Lawrence. He finished in 23rd or somewhere in that range. So Jake Lawrence made up some points, made up 11 points with one tournament left. So we don't have an Angler of the Year winner quite yet that I know of. Now the top 20 anglers moving into the knockout round are Burge, Ashley, Jones Jr., Davis, MDJ, Keith Carson, Spencer Sheffield, Boucher, Hunter, Amori, Avina, Floyd, Elam, Defoe, Lucas, Dudley, Neal, Roy, Nelson, and Wiggins. And Burge, Ashley, Davis, Keith Carson, Boucher, Amori, Floyd, and Elam did not use their forward-facing sonar again all day. See? But what did you think? Did you watch it? Who's going to win this tournament? Who's going to take home that $150,000? Are they going to at some point have to go deeper and find those fish out offshore? Or will it be one inshore, skipping and beating the banks and fishing those ledges? Tell me in the comments below. And also tell me, are you watching it this weekend? Yes or no? Comment below and tell me what you think. Thanks to all the new subscribers and members and everyone who's interactive on the channel. I really do appreciate it. My voice is toned down because I'm echoing a lot and I'm noticing it. It bothers me a little bit when I'm editing. So I'm trying to do things slightly different. But thank you for being part of the team and family. I really do appreciate it. You guys are fantastic and awesome and rock stars. But if you're not a subscriber, you should be. Click that button. Welcome to the team. Remember, take a kid fishing, tight lines, cheers, and get your fish on.